Sometimes you think about innovations, and it's a bit like that story of the Earl of Sandwich way back when.
Right, the bread and meat thing.
Exactly. Bread's great, meat's great, but put them together. You get something, well, even better. A real game changer for a quick meal,
Uh-huh. Synergy.
Precisely. And we're seeing a similar kind of synergy, maybe even more impactful, playing out right now in high tech.
Okay, where are we headed with this?
We're talking about the really exciting, fast-moving integration of artificial intelligence, AI, and quantum computing.
Ah, the big two.
Yeah, and right there at that intersection, one company is really standing out. Nvidia.
Definitely a name everyone knows in AI.
For sure. So on this deep dive, that's our mission. We're going to unpack how Nvidia is tackling this synergy.
How they're bringing those two worlds together.
Yes, the specific tech, who they're working with, and importantly, why this matters. Not just for computing's future, but for you if you're trying to get a handle on these huge growing industries.
Giving you the key insights, sort of a shortcut through the noise.
That's the plan. We've distilled the crucial bits from our research. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
First off, Nvidia and AI. It's genuinely hard to overstate just how dominant they are across so many niches.
Yeah, they're pretty foundational at this point.
And it's not just one thing, right? It's a whole ecosystem. You've got the Nvidia AI Foundry, for example.
What does that do exactly?
It's basically an end-to-end service.
Gotcha.
Helps customers build their own custom generative AI models, think large language models, sophisticated chatbots, the works, a full toolkit.
Got it. So custom AI builds.
And then there's NVIDIA AI Enterprise. That's more like a big suite of software tools, libraries, frameworks, all cloud native. Make it easier for businesses to actually deploy and manage AI efficiently.
Right, the operational side.
And the engine behind all of this, it's their GPUs, their graphic processing unit.
Hardware.
Yep, and the latest and greatest is the Nvidia Blackwell architecture. That's what's causing a huge stir right now. Data centers need it for all that heavy-duty AI number crunching.
The demand is pretty intense, I hear.
Oh, it is. We've seen real examples. Like CoreWeave, the hyperscaler. They announced back in July they were the first cloud provider to deliver this groundbreaking GPU architecture.
For AI, graphics, HPC workloads?
Yeah, I saw that.
And Nebius, another big cloud player, they're rolling out Blackwell too. They had it in Europe from June, and get this, they're planning a whole new data center in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Singularly dedicating, as they put it, to Nvidia Blackwell GPUs just for the U.S. market.
Wow. That level of dedication really speaks volumes, and it connects back to why this demand is so critical, right?
Yep.
It's not just about speed, although that's part of it.
Go on.
Well, Blackwell allows for training much bigger, more intricate AI models than we could before. And that's fundamental because, bigger models often mean smarter, more capable AI.
Better language understanding, that kind of thing. Exactly. Better language, better image generation, maybe more accurate scientific modeling. So this massive hunger for Blackwell GPUs, it's because they're the engines needed to power that next leap in AI capability. Without them, things would seriously slow down.
Okay, so that paints a clear picture of their AI strength.
Yeah.
Huge. But now, let's pivot. Quantum computing. Because NVIDIA's approach here is, well, it's different.
Yeah, very different.
Especially if you compare them to companies actually trying to build the quantum computers themselves, like IonQ or Rigetti. NVIDIA's taking a different tack. A necessary one, maybe?
I think that's spot on. It is necessary. NVIDIA isn't building the quantum hardware, the qubits themselves.
Yeah.
Their strategy is more about enabling the whole field.
Enabling how?
Think about it. Building stable quantum computers is incredibly hard. Still very experimental, lots of errors, noise.
Right.
So NVIDIA realized, look, we have this immense power in AI and networking. We can provide the super robust computational infrastructure that helps everyone else who is building quantum hardware to speed up their R&D.
Ah, so they're accelerating the research for the builders.
Precisely. They're helping solve the problem of how to make this early-stage quantum tech actually useful sooner rather than later.
Okay, so how are they doing that practically?
A big piece is their new research center they're setting up in Boston.
Right.
And the plan there is to integrate their top-tier AI chip, the NVIDIA GB200 Grace Blackwell superchip, directly with quantum computing hardware from partners.
So AI muscle meets quantum potential.
Exactly. They're calling the outcome accelerated quantum supercomputing. And the goal, they say, is to help solve quantum computing's most challenging problems.
Like what kind of problems?
Things like qubit noise, that fragility issue, and figuring out how to turn these experimental quantum processors into genuinely practical devices.
Okay, and just quickly for anyone listening, a qubit.
Oh, right. A qubit is just the basic unit of information in quantum computing, like a bit in your regular computer, but it can be 0, 1, or kind of both at once thanks to quantum mechanics.
But they're unstable, noisy.
Very. And that's where Nvidia hopes their AI power comes in, using it to help researchers quickly find and correct that noise, making the quantum systems more reliable.
That makes sense. And I find the collaboration aspect really interesting too, like their work in Japan with AIST.
Yeah, the National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology. That's a major project.
Tell us about NVIDIA's role there. It seems pretty significant.
It is. They're providing over 2020 specifically of their H100 GPUs,
Wow.
all linked together with their Quantum 2 InfiniBand networking platform. This powers the ABC1Q supercomputer,
Which is?
apparently the world's largest research supercomputer dedicated to quantum computing. So a massive classical AI machine focused entirely on quantum research.
Incredible. And there's software involved too, right? CUDA-Q.
Yes, NVIDIA CUDA-Q. It's an open source platform, a hybrid computing platform. It's designed to help the hardware and software work together on these enormous quantum applications.
Letting classical and quantum computers team up, essentially.
That's the idea, combining the strengths of both to tackle problems that neither could solve alone.
So it really reinforces that enabling role.
Absolutely. Tim Costa, who's a senior director at NVIDIA for this area, put it quite well. He said, seamlessly coupling quantum hardware with AI supercomputing will accelerate realizing the promise of quantum computing for all.
Makes sense.
He added that their work with AIs will boost progress in quantum error correction and applications development, basically, the stuff needed to build useful quantum supercomputers.
So stepping back, the fascinating part is NVIDIA using its AI and networking strength to build the bridge to practical quantum computing rather than the destination itself.
That's a great way to put it. They're providing the superhighway, allowing researchers to get more out of the quantum hardware that exists today.
So let's connect this back. For you listening, trying to figure out where all this is going, NVIDIA seems uniquely placed, doesn't it?
It really does. They're one of the very few companies seriously developing tech for both AI and quantum.
Which makes them, well, an obvious company to look at if you want exposure to both fields. Now, valuation is always a question. The stock trades around, what, 56 times trailing earnings?
Yeah, and on the surface, some people might immediately say, whoa, that's pricey.
Right.
But you need context there. NVIDIA's position as this semiconductor and AI giant means it has commanded a high valuation. Its 5-year average PE is actually higher, around 70.
So 56 isn't necessarily outrageous by their historical standard?
Exactly. Investors shouldn't just dismiss it as unattractive based on that number alone. Of course, you could ask, are there risks? Hurdles ahead as these fields mature?
Always bumps in the road with new tech.
For sure, there might be bumps as AI and quantum evolve and converge, but even with that, NVIDIA looks like an excellent choice if you're looking to be positioned to benefit from the growth in both areas.
And for you, our listener, focused on getting up to speed quickly, this NVIDIA story is just a fantastic example of how combining two massive trends can forge a really unique, powerful position in the tech world.
Like that sandwich again. The combination is more than the sum of its parts.
Exactly. So just to wrap up the core idea, NVIDIA is strategically weaving its AI dominance together with this smart, enabling approach to quantum computing. It puts them right at the forefront.
They're not just chasing one future, they're actively connecting two of the biggest technological shifts happening.
Right.
And thinking bigger picture, this seamless coupling, as Costa called it, between AI supercomputing and quantum hardware. It really could accelerate realizing the promise of quantum computing for all.
What kind of promises are we talking about?
Well, imagine problems that are just impossible for today's computers. Discovering new medicines or materials incredibly fast, building much more accurate climate models, maybe optimizing global logistics in ways we can't conceive of now. This synergy could bring those kinds of breakthroughs closer.
It really opens up possibilities. So thinking about all this, NVIDIA's dual focus. Here's a final thought for you to chew on. How do you think this sped-up integration of AI and quantum might fundamentally alter how we live and work in the decades ahead? beyond just the investment side.
Yeah, what new possibilities or maybe even unexpected challenges could pop up when you have computational power leaps of this magnitude?
Something to really think about.